Through the crucible of suffering, the soul is forged, and in its fires, we find the strength to transcend our limits and become the fullest expression of our higher selves. Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to a brand new video on our channel. Today, we're about to dive deep into a topic that holds the key to unlocking our fullest potential. Suffering is an inherent part of the human experience. From physical pain to emotional turmoil, no one is immune to its grasp. Yet, throughout history, many individuals have managed not only to endure suffering but also to use it as a powerful catalyst for personal growth, ultimately transcending their own limits. In this video, we will explore the profound concept of using suffering to build your higher self and rise above your limitations. The first step in harnessing suffering for personal growth is acknowledging its presence in our lives. Whether it's a breakup, a loss, a physical injury, or a mental health challenge, suffering comes in various forms. Avoiding or denying it only prolongs the pain. Instead, accept that suffering is a natural part of existence, and this acceptance is the cornerstone of transformation. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding suffering but rather developing the strength to withstand it. To build your higher self, you must embrace resilience as a key component of your character. This involves cultivating a growth mindset that views suffering as an opportunity to learn and grow. One of the most profound ways to use suffering as a tool for personal transformation is by finding meaning in it. Spiritual wisdom emphasizes the importance of finding purpose even in the midst of suffering. When we attach meaning to our pain, it becomes a source of motivation and resilience. Suffering often forces us to confront aspects of ourselves that we may have ignored or denied. Self-reflection and mindfulness practices can help you explore your inner world, understand your reactions to suffering, and identify areas for personal growth. Meditation, journaling, and therapy are all valuable tools for this purpose. Suffering can be a profound teacher of empathy. When we experience pain, we become more attuned to the suffering of others. Building your higher self involves using this newfound empathy to cultivate compassion and a desire to help those in need. Acts of kindness and service can be transformative experiences born from suffering. Psychologist Abraham Maslow introduced the concept of self-actualization, which represents the realization of one's full potential. Suffering can serve as a catalyst for entering the growth zones that lead to self-actualization. These zones involve stepping out of your comfort zone, facing challenges, and pushing your boundaries. Suffering has the power to reshape your identity. It can strip away superficial layers, revealing your core self. This process can be painful, but it offers an opportunity to redefine who you are and who you want to become. Embrace the transformation, and allow suffering to help you build a stronger, more authentic self. You don't have to navigate suffering alone. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can be a crucial part of the journey. Sharing your pain and experiences can lead to a deeper connection with others and provide valuable insights and perspectives on your suffering. Although it may seem counterintuitive, suffering can teach us to appreciate the beauty and blessings in life. By practicing gratitude and maintaining a positive outlook, you can use your suffering as a contrast to highlight the moments of joy and fulfillment that exist even in the midst of hardship. Suffering can be viewed as a spiritual awakening, a wake-up call from the universe. It invites us to explore the deeper questions of existence. Who are we? What is the purpose of life? Why do we experience pain? Embracing these questions can lead to profound spiritual insights. Spirituality often emphasizes the concept of surrender and letting go of our attachments and desires. Suffering forces us to confront our attachments, whether to material possessions, relationships, or even our own self-image. It is through surrendering to the flow of suffering that we can detach from the ego and move closer to our spiritual essence. In many spiritual traditions, suffering is likened to the alchemical process of turning lead into gold. It is the crucible in which we undergo transformation. By embracing suffering with awareness and intention, we can transmute our pain into wisdom, compassion, and spiritual growth. Embracing dark nights of the soul. The concept of the dark night of the soul in spirituality describes a period of profound inner turmoil and existential crisis. These dark nights can be triggered by suffering. However, they are also seen as a necessary part of the spiritual journey, a purification process that ultimately leads to enlightenment and a deeper connection to the divine. Suffering often propels us to seek solace and guidance from a higher power or the divine. It is during these moments of vulnerability that many people experience profound spiritual encounters or develop a deeper sense of faith and trust in the universe. From a spiritual perspective, suffering can be seen as the result of karma, the consequences of our past actions. Viewing suffering in this way can lead to a profound shift in perspective, as it encourages us to take responsibility for our choices and learn the lessons presented by our suffering. Suffering can shatter the illusion of separateness. When we experience pain, we realize that we are not alone in our struggles. This recognition of our shared human experience fosters compassion and a sense of oneness with all living beings, which are core spiritual principles in many traditions. Suffering often compels us to turn inward, seeking solace and answers within ourselves. This inner journey can lead to the discovery of our own inner wisdom and the realization that we possess the power to heal and transcend from our suffering. Suffering is a profound spiritual teacher. It awakens us to deeper truths, forces us to confront our ego, and invites us to surrender to the flow of life. By viewing suffering through a spiritual lens, we can harness its transformative power to build our higher selves and transcend our limits. Remember that the path to spiritual growth is not about avoiding suffering but embracing it as an integral part of the human experience, leading us closer to the realization of our true spiritual nature. Suffering is like a crucible that tests the limits of our resilience. It presents challenges that can feel insurmountable, pushing us to discover strengths and capabilities we never knew we possessed. When faced with adversity, we often surprise ourselves with our ability to endure, adapt, and grow. It is through this process of testing and stretching our boundaries that we transcend the limitations we once believed defined us. Suffering can be a powerful catalyst for cultivating inner strength. It teaches us the art of endurance and fortitude. Like a muscle that grows stronger through resistance, our inner strength is developed and honed as we navigate the trials and tribulations of life. With each experience of suffering, we become better equipped to face future challenges with greater courage and resilience. In conclusion, suffering, when approached with mindfulness, resilience, and a spiritual perspective, can serve as a potent tool for transcending our limits. It calls upon us to explore our inner depths, connect with our higher selves, and discover the boundless reservoirs of strength and wisdom within. While the journey may be arduous, the rewards of personal growth, spiritual insight, and the transcendence of our perceived limitations are invaluable, shaping us into beings of profound resilience and enlightenment. As we conclude this exploration into the profound concept of using suffering as a tool to build your higher self and transcend your limits, remember this: suffering is not a force that exists to break you, but rather one that can empower you to become the best version of yourself. So, the next time you find yourself facing adversity, embrace it with an open heart and a mindful spirit. Seek the lessons, find the meaning, and use the experience to elevate yourself to new heights. Remember that your capacity for growth is boundless, and through suffering, you have the power to rise, evolve, and transcend above your limits. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers your mind, body, and spirit. Together, we can navigate the complexities of life and emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to our higher selves.